Wow, fire burnt his house down. Insurance ain't gonna pay no fanny back. Shit. So who this up in humble like the please? I recommend ain't got no money in the bank. Yada. Turn up the vital and the radios. He can't watch the news now and day. Now and day. I just pray that we don't crash. Keep my Bible on the dash. We gotta keep the faith. Okay. We're back here with part two of the importance of Cowboy Carter. Still keeping it going. We're touching on the second part of the album. Once again, just talking about the importance of Cowboy Carter, the cultural significance, talking about what everybody's not getting, talking about the things that go overshadowed, overlooked. I hope you guys really like the part two of the video. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. This video is a tad bit longer. This is like 50 minutes, but just like put it in 2 times speed. Put it in 2 times speed. Watch it, love it, enjoy it, and tell me what you love about it. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're here to talk about part two, and I'm very excited because this is the part of the album where Beyonce really, really, really starts to genre bend and she really starts to have fun and let loose. And she really just does the album the Beyonce way. This is like the Beyonce part of the album. This is the Beyonce part of the album. And I really love that. And let's just get into it. So we're at the smoke hour two, and she said, and Willingness says, sometimes you don't know what you like until someone turns you on to some real good shit. Some real good shit. And it's like, this is the lure of Beyonce. This is the lure of Beyonce. Beyonce is always going to form you on some good music, and she's going to introduce you to some good music packed with some meaningful information and a deep meaning. Okay? Okay. And then we get into Just for Fun, and like, this is a very meaningful piano ballad. The beginning starting off with the piano, then picking up with the guitar is amazing, and the pronunciation of Hallelujah, I love it. Hallelujah, I love it. And the strings on the song is just very amazing. I don't know why I'm talking in an accent. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I just started talking in an accent for some reason. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. Okay, she says, I'm going all out just for fun. I am the man, I know it. And everywhere I go, they know my name. So I laugh and I lie, and the coyotes cry, and time moves quickly, and so do I, and so do I. So I say my goodbyes. And like, basically, like, she's putting on a front. She's not really being authentic to who she is. And it's just kind of like, I just feel like this part is like, she's talking about not being authentic. Like, people know her name, and she laughs and she cries, and like, she's just ready to go. She's like, girl, I'm ready to go. I don't like it here. I'm ready to go. I don't like it here. Like, and she says, because time heals everything. I don't need anything. Hallelujah. I pray to her. Like, all she needs, like, time will heal her wounds, basically, is how she feels. Time will heal her mules, and, like, it will heal her past trauma. And, like, she just kind of needs time to try to, like, digest her past trauma and what she's going through. Whatever that is, we don't know. I feel like Beyonce really talks about either, like, feeling overwhelmed or having past trauma, or really she needs to heal from something. And we don't know what that is. And like, basically for her, the only healer is like time and religion, basically. And she talks about the theme of religion a lot through this album, I feel. The theme of religion, or the theme of like forgiveness or needing God or calling on God, or like sinning or repenting. That theme comes through a lot in this album. I see that a lot, a lot, a lot. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, she's really going through something. Or like, she's really like in tune with religion, or she's trying to find her way back to religion in a sense. And then like she says, here's the hope that I'll fall fast asleep tonight, and I just need to get through this. Like, she essentially just wants to fall asleep. And like, hopefully when she falls asleep she fades away, and like, hopefully rest can be a healer. I feel like in this song she talks about being healed in multiple ways other than addressing the issues that she's having or addressing the trauma. It's like she just wants it to fade away gracefully without having to address it or coming to terms with it. And it's like, kind of like, a lack of sleep can like drive you crazy. If you don't get rest, it's just like, girl, you could go crazy, you could be dehydrated, like, everything could fall asleep. Like, sleep is like a very big thing in our lives. And some of us don't get enough of it. I know I don't get enough sleep. I quite frankly don't like going to sleep. I don't like it. I like napping, but I don't like sleeping at night. Like, I don't like going to bed at night. It's really an overwhelming feeling for me. But anyways, like, do you think I just want to fall fast asleep at night, and she doesn't want to dwell on her traumas. That's what I'm getting from it. And then she says, "Born in the darkness, darkness, one in the darkness, who brings the light, and I just need time to get through this, or I just need to get through it, and I just need to get used to it, basically. And like basically, like there's light at the end of the tunnel, and she just needs the courage to get through these hard times. And this song is like very like affirming and like it's very deep, but very affirming and very encouraging. Then Willie Jones comes in. He says, "I'm going down sound just for fun, and I am the man. I know it. And everywhere I go, I hide my face." And then he's basically, it's like once again coming to terms with the struggles and getting over them and just escaping them as part of her life. And instead of trying to escape them, maybe she's going to come to terms with them. Like, and saying like going down south just for fun, it's kind of like she's parting from Hollywood in a sense. That's what I'm getting. Like she's parting from Hollywood. And then he says, from the Cowboys and Clovis and the rodeo circus, the tour. She was hinting at this tour so much. She really hinted at this tour so much. And he says, I came here for a reason, but I don't know the purpose. It's all under the surface. Like, she knows she's here for a reason, but she may not know the purpose. She knows she has a purpose here. She knows she has something meaningful to do. She just may not know what it is yet. She just may not know what it is yet. It's all under the surface. And I love the claps at the on the bridge. It's like so perfect. And the choir is good. And Willie has a very nice voice. And I feel like this song has a very much a gospel feel to it. And I love that as well. I love the gospel aspects and feel of this song and kind of throughout the album. Two most wanted. Oh my gosh. I love this. Okay, this hat, I can't do it anymore. I can't. I can't. I can't do the hat anymore. I'm done with it. Okay. And like two most wanted with Miley. Miley was keeping up with Beyonce. Miss Thing was belting. She was keeping up in We Won Beyonce. They won the Grammy, and I love that. And then she says, no, we're jumping the gun, but we're both still young. When Debbie won't be. Didn't know what I want until I saw your face. Say goodbye to the old me. Came out of nowhere, didn't see you coming. See, with no warning, pedal so heavy like the two most wanted. And like basically like this unexpected love or like friendship or experience came over her and she wants it to last forever. She never wants it to end. And this is kind of like a Thelma and Louise vibe. And so people say if you listen to the song in the perspective of your best friend, it like changes the meaning for you. And I think that's very interesting. I think that's like very interesting. It's kind of like more so like a friendship than like a love relationship, you know? And then she says, making waves in the wind with my empty hand, my other hand on you. Been a while since I haven't tried to move away, but it's time for something new. This like gives me like a drop top and your hair is just flowing in the wind and you're having fun, like kind of like on the way to Malibu or the Hamptons in a sense. And you're just living a carefree moment and you're just living in the moment and you just don't want it to end. That's just what it gives to me. It gives like carefree hair in the wind, a cute little baby blue car on the way to Malibu or the Hamptons. I don't know. That's just the imagery that I'm getting right now from this song. Yeah, that's just what I get from it. And like I love this because it's a representation of like falling in love and being with someone who accepts you for your true authentic self. And like you just love that feeling. And also said she said, I know we're jumping the gun, but we're both so young. One day we won't be. Her and Miley, they sound good together, singing that together. And their vocals and their harmonies and their layerings are amazing. And I love the belting. The till the day I die. I I love that. That ate. That ate down. That ate down. I loved it. In Levi jeans, I love you down to the bone. I love Levi jeans. It's amazing. This is a nice way to boost the momentum of the album and to boost the song. And Levi jeans is really a turning point within the album that I feel like is not talked about a lot. So we're gonna talk about how this really like is a turning point. Like coming from the ballads, like coming from Two Most Wanted was a very great transition, and then coming into Levi jeans, like I love this song. It's a very nice, sexy, sultry song. And once again, she's being funny, witty, and playful, and she's just talking her shit. And she's being sexy while doing it. And she says, "Baby, you play too much. Sending me super shots. I'm looking super hot. I got the perfect clothes. I'm a fucking animal. I'm a fucking centerfold. Settle up. I love to go. This ain't no prima donna. Too much persona." He said, "Where you get that from? You need to meet my mama." And then she said, "She be at church all day. Come be my Nick at night so we can run it back and be nostalgia like." And like she's just basically like just she's talking her shit and like she's being fun, witty, and playful, and I love this. And this album, she really talks about her mom a lot. I feel like this album, Cowboy Carter, is really a dedication to her mother because she mentions her a lot. But also, the original album was going to be named Beyonce, which comes from her mother's maiden name. And like her mother talked about how the name changed. It used to be Beyonce, like Beyonce, and like then it went to like Beyonce, and then like it was Beyonce, and like how the name changed over the years. I really does feel like this album is a dedication to her mother and her Creole and Louisiana culture as well. And I love that because she talks about her mom throughout the album a lot. And then she says, and every time I see you, I just want to grab you and I let you touch it and and I get loose and like, and she says, Moco chocolate carry me like a fool, like Moco chocolate carry, like she says it so fast, like Mocha chocolate caramelo like a fool. Every hour on the hour, this is waiting for you. I love that. Like, it's kind of like she's like rapping in a sense, and then like Post Malone comes on, he says, "Don't be a pretty little thing." The way Post Malone came in was so smooth. It was like so smooth, and like him and Beyonce sound so good together. They so good together, and I love how they match. Like Post Malone was like kind of like matching her freak in a sense. I like how Post Malone was matching her freak. Now I didn't like how you guys were shipping them at the Beyonce Bowl. You guys were like, oh my gosh, Beyonce and Post Malone. Like, I feel like every time you guys see Beyonce without a man that is not Jay Z, you guys automatically ship her with him. Like anytime you guys see Beyonce having chemistry or dancing or performing with another man, you guys automatically ship her with that man. Like, girl, slow down. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Like, Post Malone looks no better than Jay Z. Let's be honest about that. Okay. And then she says, and then Post Malone says, "Baby, you know I'm on my bullshit. I'll let you ride it." I love his verse, but I love the verse when Beyonce starts rapping. Like she says, "Baby, let me ride it. That's sick of my venom. Denim on denim on denim on denim. Give me high fashion and a sip of white tea. Give you these news to Celestine. Oh my sister, I'm Celestine. God right shining through the apple jeans." She didn't say apple jeans, but you know what she means. You know what I mean. I actually don't know what they mean. And she says, "Oh my mama on Celestine." Once again, she keeps talking about her mother. Yeah. And then like I just love this song. Like it's amazing. It's very cool. It's very sexy. And I love throughout the album to where like she's just like she uses her mother as an inspiration. She talks about her. And I love how throughout this song she's being very sexy. And like she's saying, like, I get it from my mama. Like my mother's been sexy bitch, so I'm gonna be a sexy bitch as well. Like what did you think this was? And I love it. And at the end when she says, "You're my renaissance," like I feel like Act Three is gonna be called New Revolution because like in this she says, Post says, "You're my renaissance," and this was supposed to become before Renaissance, and then in Delestro, no, in My House she says New Revolution. So I think Act Three is gonna be called New Revolution. And it also has an ode to Prince. I think in Purple Rain, Prince goes New Revolution, or Prince says New Revolution in one of his songs. I think Act Three is going to be called New Revolution. I really do. I really do. And I saw it on Twitter too. People were like, I think the album's going to be called New Revolution. I do think it is. That makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. And if it's not, then this was just one of my delusional Beyonce conspiracies, as all the Beehive has. But let's get into Flamenco. This is a very beautiful song. The vocal layerings are amazing. They're great. The run she did, like Beyonce's going through it on this album. She's going through it on this album. She said, "My mind has been telling me to settle right on down right now. Day ones have been telling me that they won't be around. They won't be around." And she says, "I hope you know that I loved you. I wish that I knowed you let me wonder. I hope that God knows that I'm in need of help right now." Once again, that theme of religion and like calling on God for help or for forgiveness, saying, "God, I need help. God, I need help." She's saying, "God, I need help." And she says, "My soul is reminding me that we're forever young. Inhale and exhale, breathe until the deed is done." And this is like a breathing exercise he has. And with this song, I thought like, does Beyonce have anxiety? Like this song really seems like it's about like anxiety or like trying to put your mind at ease and really trying to rest your mind and trying to calm down and just like you're trying to stay afloat and trying to stay above it. Like flamenco really reminds me of like it seems like it's talking about anxiety or her coping with it or just like alluding to it. Not saying she has anxiety, but it just gives me like the feeling of like someone dealing with anxiety and trying to calm down their anxiety. That's what it gives. And then one thing I love that she says that is she says, I hope you know that it's over. I hope you know that once it's over and take what you want. So Kobe closer. Realize that you don't know what you got until it's gone right about now. So deep. Like talking about there also seems to be regrets of the past in the song as well. Like there are kind of regrets in the past. And it's kind of like you don't know what you got until it's gone. You don't know. And then we go into Ya Ya. Another important interlude, the Linda Martell interlude. This particular tune stretches across a range of genres, and that's what makes it a unique listening experience. Yes, indeed. And this is once again the whole theme of the album. I feel like in some of these interludes, Beyonce is really summing up the whole theme of the album. Smoke Hour 1, Smoke Hour 2, The Linda Martell Show. In some of these interviews, and also Spaghetti, she's really summing up the theme of this album of I am not going to be confined to genres and I am not going to confine to the normal way of country. Because like the point of this album, like the point of this album is that like it's a unique listening experience. It's not like your standard country albums. And I feel like these last five albums that Beyonce has been making since subtitled, they have been unique listening experiences and they're not gonna be for everybody. And I think you really have to be comfortable within your art and you really have to be comfortable as an artist to make albums that are very unique and that are unique listening experiences and that really pushes genres and boundaries. And you have to be really okay with the mass media and mainstream media and the public not receiving them. And Beyonce is okay with that. She's okay to make that risk. Beyonce is okay with not being perceived well amongst mass media or amongst mainstream media. She's okay to push the boundary. And I think a lot of artists are not okay with doing that. A lot of artists are not comfortable within themselves or comfortable within their work to push the boundary and do something this bold like Cowboy Carter or as bold as Renaissance or as bold as self-titled or Black is King. But Beyonce is. Now, getting into Yaya, this is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. Like the intro is amazing. She said those petty ones can't fuck with me, cause I'm a clever girl. We snapping. Like Beyonce will always have the last laugh. Okay, she will always have the last laugh. Beyonce will always have the last laugh. She's gonna get her lick back. And then like I feel like this song like it's talking about how they want to erase Black history and they want to erase the racism that was built in America's DNA. But she's saying like you can't. Like with education, it's like they're trying to like restrict education and limit who it should be given to, or they're trying to ban books or reform it into a way to where it's just like we're sugarcoating the information that is given to you, and like they're quite literally trying to rewrite history in education because it starts young. Like education, like you learn about slavery in like elementary school, and I feel like they're trying to start young with instilling this definition or their way of America onto children. It's very kind of crazy and weird to me the way they're trying to rewrite history. And she says, "My family lived and died in America, good old USA. Whole lot of red and that white and blue. History can't be erased. You're looking for a new America. Are you tired working half the time for half the pay?" Like I said, they're trying to erase the history of like Black people and erase what America was built on, which was racism and slavery. They're trying to erase it and they're trying to build a new definition of what it means to be American, or they're trying to build a new definition of how this country was built. But it's like that's never gonna happen no matter how hard you try. And then like when she says, "Are you tired working time and a half or half the pay?" Wildfire burnt his house down. Insurance ain't gonna pay no Fannie Mae. Like this was a deep foreshadowing to the LA fires. It was a very deep foreshadowing because like LA had always had fires of like a few homes that they burnt down, but like what we saw this year, I feel like this was the biggest fire that they have ever had. I feel like this was the biggest fire that they had ever had, but it also goes with like, and I feel like this goes with like the theme of like being overworked. It's like you can work so hard for something. You can work so hard for something and it can be stripped away for you like that. And you have no way to rebuild yourself. Because like those people, they lost insurance literally weeks before the fire happened. weeks before they lost insurance. Some of them don't have the money to rebuild. Some of them don't have millions and millions of dollars to rebuild $1 million or $1,000 home. They don't have it. They don't have it. Some people are out of a home, and it's very sad, and also perpetuating the thing that a lot of people are overworked, underpaid, and overwhelmed. Like this is the state of our country right now, and it's kind of sad. And it's kind of like a lot of people are living in fear. Like this album talks about the way that a lot of people are living in fear. They're living in fear. They're scared, and they don't know what their life and what the fate of their life is going to be like. Like some people are really scared for these next 4 years, and rightfully so. Like they are kind of scared for the fate of what America will be, and I can see why. And then like I love it. Like she like and then, like we start dancing. She says we shaking, we swimming, we jerking, we twerking. Like I just love it. And this is what she says. Come and strum me like a guitar. La 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 la. You got me moving, boy. You got me moving, and you don't know what you're doing. I love it. Like this song is just so fun, and it's like so like it's so great. And she says from Texas to Gary, all the way down to New York City. Like Beyonce said, we're going to have a good fucking time. Beyonce said, we may be going through turmoil and we may be going through a lot of bullshit. And this country may be turning to shit, but we're going to find a way to make the best of it and have a good fucking time. And I love that. Beyonce will always give you a great experience. She will always give you a great experience and you're always going to have a great time. And she says, I just want to shake my ass. And she goes, vote. Once again, urging people to vote. The vocals are insane. I love the grounding, the growling. I love the grittiness in her voice. I love the rock influence mixed with country. I love the rock influence of the song. I feel like Tina Turner took over her in that studio. Like Tina Turner took over her in that studio. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the ad libs. The ad libs add so much sass and pizzazz to the track. I really love that. I really love the sassiness of this track, and I hope people don't talk about that a lot. This song is like very sassy. It's very sassy, and I love that about it. And then we get to Oh Louisiana. That transition with the vocals and the runs and the growling was very smooth. And it's a great intro to Counter Breath. And once again, this is representation of her mother, who is from Louisiana. And then we get to Desert Eagle. When when I first heard Desert Eagle, I was like, why is Beyonce singing Soul Fetch? I was like, girl, what are we doing here? But this is not Soul Fetch. This is actually a square dance. And but the title is a sex position because Beyonce is freaky. Beyonce really loves she like I love that she's mixing this sexiness with country. I love it. I love it. I love it. In Dosey Do, I wish it was longer. Like it needs to be longer. Like Beyonce, why is this song only like a minute and like 30 seconds? Like make it longer. Like you could have given us like a 3 4 minute song. I know you had more in her. And like she's kind of like rapping on this song a little bit and flowing really well. So like I feel like we really could have got like at least 2 to 3 more minutes on this song. My girl is too short. Too short. Getting into Riverdance, I love this part. The guitar at the beginning is amazing. This is a dance country record. Like I can see this being a renaissance. This is really a dance country record. It's very fun, and I love the harmonies, and I love the layering, and like it's amazing. And I like the sound effects in the background as well. Like I love the dance chat. That's amazing. And what I love the most about this song is like 1 minute you're dancing, and the next minute she's talking about this crazy love story. This is generally a crazy love story, and it's talking about the highs and lows of a relationship to where eventually she's still falling for this man. And at the end of the day, she's going to be with him and she's going to do whatever he wants. And like the connection to Alligator Tears, kind of like she'll move heaven to earth for this man. And then like she starts reminiscing about the day they met. And also like once again, the vocal layering is amazing. And that chant in the back, crazy. And Ray's writing on this is very good. I love that Ray had a contribution to this. Like she says, staring down the barrel of his gun, yes, he shot me down. I died, and then someone brought me back to life, but never to my senses. Like, girl, what? And she says, staring down the barrel of my gun, and yes, I shot you down. The day he cried, the day he realized that lies were in my kisses. Like, it's like, both of you are crazy. Like, it's like the first 2 verses are talking about how they both have a crazy side to each other, but they didn't realize these crazy sides. Like, they kind of just came out unexpectedly. And, like, it was like, oh, I didn't know you had that side to you. Well, I also had that side too. It's just like, this shit's getting crazy. And she said, he was tangled in my arms. He was my muscle ball streams. I would give him everything. My stoners for my second chances. And then she says, we fight, but then we make amends. And rest me and ring me my rights. I plan to steal your heart again on Saturday and Sunday night. Bounce on the shit dance. Bounce on the shit dance. Ah. And she says, wrap me around your little thing. Wrap me around your wedding ring. Your words, they take the shape of my body, making the, ain't that the scary thing? Girl, girl. Like, she's once again back in this crazy love cycle. She's once again being delusional, back in this crazy love cycle. Well, she'll do anything for this man, and she doesn't care because he's essentially everything to her. He's her everything. He's her everything. She loves him that much. And I'm like, girl, you love that man deep, too deep for me, honey, because there's a whole lot going on here. It's a whole lot of too much going on here. But let's get into it. And she says, staring down the barrel of his gun as he shot me down. But I died, but then I came back to life, but never to my senses. We fight until we make amends, arrest me, murder my rights. I plan to steal your heart again on Saturday and Sunday night. Once again, this man is treating her like dog shit. He's dogging her out. Like, he's treating her crazy. But she loves him so much. She loves him. Like, I think at this point, it's like she's actively choosing to ignore the red flags. Girl, the red flags are blurring. Like, there are sirens all around you telling you. Like, there are people running behind you with red flags, waving them around you, and you're missing them. You're purposely choosing to ignore them because you love this man that much. You love him that much. And then she starts reminiscing about how they met. She says, the day I met you, I remember everything. I wrote it down. Your smile was cold, your face was fresh, your eyes were such a shade of brown. You press your heart onto my chest. You hear this beat, my heart will beat. Seconds drag like days. Whenever you don't want to talk, I speak. Whenever you don't want to talk or speak. Like, girl, you mean to tell me this man is giving you the silent treatment and you're waiting around? Like, this man is literally giving her the silent treatment. Like, saying, girl, I don't want to talk to you. I'm done. I'm done with you. Like this man is really playing with her. Like, he's playing with her emotions, playing with her feelings. He's like holding her like a leech. It's like he's dangling something in front of her and just like leading her astray and leading her like down this road of bullshit with him. Like, it's kind of crazy. But I love it. I feel like this is like such a great dance track. Like, you're dancing that like you really don't even care about the lyrics. Like, it's like like she says, we fight but then we make amends. Arrest me and ring me my rights. I plan to steal your heart again on Saturday and Sunday night. Bounce on that shit, dance. Bounce on that shit. Like, it's like you don't care because you're bouncing on that shit and you're dancing. Like, it's like you don't care. You're bouncing on the shit and you're dancing. And I kind of love that about the track. But it's also like crazy. And then we get to Two Hands to Heaven, hands down, best track on the album. Hands down, best track on the album. I don't care what anybody says. I I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Two Hands to Heaven is the best song on the album. You can't convince me otherwise. And she says, bottled in my hands, the whiskey up high. Two hands to heaven, coyotes one round. Oh. God only knows why though. Rhinestones and diamonds will shine in the light. Two hands to heaven, my whiskey up high. Oh, God only knows why though. She's admitting that, girl, I have my own. I have my flaws, but only God can judge me. And like, she's asking God for forgiveness. It's like, girl, you're committing sins while actively asking for forgiveness. How rich of you. And she says, "Don't judge me, baby. You will never judge me, baby." I really love this song. I really loved it. Like, it's like she's kind of in a love. She's like, she doesn't want to be judged, so he's not gonna judge her. Like, I like how we go from like this crazy love story with Riverdance to like her being fully in love, and it's a love without judgment, and it's a love with peace. Like, Riverdance is a love of chaos, and Two Hands to Heaven is a love of peace. It's a love of belonging. It's a love without judgment. It's an everlasting love. That's what I love about it. That's what I love about this song. It's top tier. It's amazing. And it's just like, this is kind of like a reference to like flaws and all. Like, she wants a love that where he's gonna love her flaws and all. Like, and I love that. I kind of love that. And then like, she says, I'm a stallion runner. She says, I'm a stallion running. No candle in the wheel. You will never see me coming or going. You will never see me coming or going. Dancing in the moonlight, catching every breeze. My feet on the dashboard. So come ready fast, boy. And she says, ever since I went to Marfar and no trouble on my mind. Like, she's saying, ever since she's went back home all she's had is peace. Like when she goes home, going back home, all her troubles goes away, and all she has is peace. And Marfar is a place in Texas, so like she's referencing going back home and having peace in her home state, in her hometown, which is cute. And she says, singing sweet songs to Las Vegas, singing I will carry on. And once again, I get the feeling of a drop top. Like I'm in a drop top, hair flowing in the wind, and you're just so carefree. You're dangling out the car, and you're just like loving it, and you're just having fun. And I love that. And this part of the song, like it really sets the tone, and it really sets the imagery for me. It really sets that carefree imagery for me. Like I can just imagine myself being carefree. Two hands to heaven, I pray, please forgive my soul. Lovely daggers pierce my heart many moons ago. Toxic roses chased by wolves and carnivals. Like I really just love it. It's amazing. And then we get to part two, swirl, swirl, and like this part is just an amazing love song. Like this is where we really get into like the love song, and the harmonies are amazing, and the background vocals, it's just all too good. It's all too good. When I heard this, when I heard that, baby, I've been waiting my whole life. For you and I, this the real you. Like when I tell you that part, the second part of the song is so good. This is like the Virgo's groove of the song. This is like the Virgo's groove of the album. This is the Virgo's groove of the album, and I love it. Like Two Hands to Heaven, I could talk for days about how great this album is, how amazing it is, because it is that amazing. This song is just that amazing. And like the dance, yeah, love came to me like lava. I hope she does that at the tour. I hope she does that at the tour. That is gonna gag. That is gonna eat if she does that at the tour. Like I cannot wait for everybody to do the two hands to hands. I can't wait for everybody to do the two hands to heaven dance at the tour. That's gonna eat. Now getting into Tyrant. My gosh. My God. Getting into Tyrant, honey. Let's get into it because Tyrant is like there's a lot going on here. Like there's a lot going on here. It's like let's get into it because like one that transition was smooth. One by one, you hang them high. Your seat been burning in your the eye. And then like Dolly says, "Time to strike up that march, time to strike up that match and light up this juke joint." Basically, like Jolene is back. Jolene said, "Bitches, I'm back." She said, "Bitches, I am back. You thought you could get rid of me, but you weren't gonna get rid of me that easily, bitch. I'm back." And I love that for her. I love that for Jolene. You know, I am a Jolene stan. And when I told somebody this, they're like, Hakeem, what? I was like, I am a Jolene stan. I'm like, I'm a Jolene stan. I stand the villain. I stand the villain. Why stand the victim when you can stand the villain? Because 9 times out of 10, the victim is like weak. They're always whiny. The victim is always weak and whiny and very bitchy, and they're always just so like less than the villain. Like the villain is always more cunty to me. The villain is always more so of a bad bitch than the victim. Like the victim girl, get out my face. Like nobody cares about you. Like why is everybody always on the victim side? I think we should start condoning being on the side of the villain. We should start loving our villains more, and we should start appreciating our villains more than we appreciate the victims. Like let's normalize killing the victim. Let's normalize the victim not getting their way. The victim shouldn't always get their way. So that's what I love. I am a Jolene stan. Now let's get into it. One by one, you hang them a high. Like basically, Jolene has come back for revenge. She envy and like it's like Beyonce is talking about how like she envies the hangman. She envies this confident woman who's causing terror to the town. This woman is taking people's man, causing terror to the town. The hangman is quite literally out of control and she can't be tamed. And you want to be her. It's like, and the hangman, she knows she's a problem. She embraces that she's the problem. And it's just like, but you want to know the hangman secrets and you want to do it. Like she says, I don't want him back, but I can't. She says, how did you turn your heart to stone? I don't want him back, but I can't let go. Hangman, answer me now. You owe me a debt. You stole him from me. I hated you once. Back with Jolene. I envy you now. Just tell me how to me how. It's like, girl, you went from wanting to beat the bitch ass to now you hate her to now you want to be her. Like you envy her because you want to be her. Like, girl, like which one is it? Make up your mind, Beyonce. Which one is it? But Beyonce is the hangman. And I love that. I love that Beyonce is the hangman. I love that she's singing from the perspective of the woman who's gotten her man stolen in the perspective of the hangman. It's kind of cunty, kind of cute, and I love it. And she says, "Giddy up, giddy up." She got that whoa, man. Hangman got that whoa there. Don't act like you don't know. Giddy up, giddy up. Jump in me and go. Like the hangman. Like how can I not stand the hangman? Like listen to the way she's talking about the hangman. Like she says, "Have you ever seen a fine night? Think of fine, what a tragedy. Hey, hey, why don't you always want to get away?" Like, how am I not supposed to stand the hangman? She's a 5'9", think of fine, what a tragedy. Like, what a tragedy. Like, Miss Thing is fine. She's fine. She's a bad bitch. She's cunt. I'm gonna sting the hangman. Like, girl, bye. Like, don't be mad because you're not a bad bitch. Like she's just mad because she's not a bad bitch. I'm with the hangman. And then Liberace says, "How did you get used to the haunting, the willing, the missing, the wanting? Dry eyes just send me across the divide. Hangman teach me how not to cry." It's like, girl, I love the bridge. I love the bridge. But it's like, girl, get it together. Pull your shit together. Like, girl, this is why you can't be a hangman. This is why you're not a bad bitch. Because you're sitting over here whining about how this girl stole your man. Like, what happened to the girl that was beating Jolene's ass? What happened to that girl? This is not that girl. You're not that girl. But the part of the mochi says, "Giddy up now." And she goes, dig it down, dig it that it can, live it out. Doing the fadu, doing the fadu, wait a minute. Okay, time every time I ride it, every time. Like, I love that part. It's just so smooth and sexy. Like I said, I'm standing the hangman. I'm standing Miss Tyrant. I'm standing Miss Jolene. She's a bad bitch. Jolene and Becky have come over. Jolene and Becky have come to take over the town, and I'm loving it. I stand Jolene and Becky. And then we get to the outro. Once again, it ends with her still being captivated by the hangman and wanting to know these secrets and wanting to be her. And I love the trap influence on this song. I love the trap influence. I love the song. It's a really great blend of trap and country. And I love the way she's flowing in the song and the rap singing. And once again, Team Hangman, Team Jolene. I love you, Queen Jolene. You are a queen. You are amazing. Don't let anybody tear you down. Don't let anybody don't let anybody say that you're a homewrecker. Don't let anybody dim your light, Jolene. You are enough. You are not in the wrong. You are totally in the right. So Team Jolene here. If you don't like it, click off the video. And then and then we get to Sweet Honey Buckin. This is the pure honey of the track. This is the pure honey of the track. And Sweet Honey Bucking, the vocal layering is amazing. Um, I love the sample and like the bass is amazing. And Shabuzi, like this rap trap country thing we have going on here, I'm loving it. And the snaps in the background, I'm loving it. Like there's a lot going on here, and I'm loving it. Like I love every single part of this song. Like this song is very witty, and the runs and the transitions and everything she's doing. Like there's a lot going here, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's get into it. Like we have the sweet part. This is like the aftermath of the hangman's terror. And this is the sample. And she says, "I fall to pieces each time I see you there, and I miss all our secrets. So tell me how you been." Like, girl, get over this man. Stand up. Like you're so down bad over this man. He's been stolen. He's been taken. He doesn't like you. He quite literally hates you. He's shot you. He's asking you to change religions. Girl, you're down. You're too down bad. I need you to stand up at this point. Jolene has taken your man. Move on. Girl, you need to move on. He's gone. He's gone. Okay, and then we get to Shabuzi. I love Shabuzi's verse. It has a nice bounce to it. It just has a nice person in the boots. Like he says, because of the boots, hey, hey, you can hear it I step. Hey, hey, but you're in the pain in the red. Money longer can't fit in the bed. You know, nothing nobody said. Country boy to the day that I'm dead. I love that part. I love it. Shabuzi, he's very talented. And I love when Beyonce says, Jiffy cornbread, booty corn fed. Like, girl, I love that part. I can relate. I actually can't, but I like to think that I can relate. And I love it. And she says, "I'm coming home. We come a long way through the rough ride from the railroads to the Zedica. We country home." Like, she's constantly mentioning the rodeo and coming home. Like, Like she's really been foreshadowing this tour and like the whole like the rodeos and the coming home and like it's going down in Texas. When she hits that NGR stadium, I don't know what Beyonce is going to do in Texas, but it's going to be crazy because the amount of time she's mentioned the rodeo and mixing going home, or like she's talked about Marfar and talked about going to Texas and talking about going home, and she's used different words and different symbolisms to symbolize her country roots in Texas, Louisiana, and Alabama. Like I don't know what's going to take place in Texas, but bitch, it's going to be fucking iconic. Like whoever has dates the Texas date, girl, you're going to receive the show of a fucking lifetime. Like I know Beyonce always gives the show of a lifetime, but Texas is really going to be the show to be at. She's going to eat down, and I can't wait. And he says, "This one, my bucking, bucking, bucking." Oh no, this is not the bucking part. Oh my, no, this is for my this who cares? Okay, we're in the honey part now. This is my favorite part of the song. I love this part. It's like my favorite part. She goes, honey, we ride it through the night. This part reminds me of like one of those cars like bouncing up and down, like the we ride it through the night. And like the vocal layering, she says, so come with me to new life. And once again, the background vocals are so good. It's like sticky, sweet, uh, yeah. Like I love this part so much. It's literally my favorite part of the song. And then we get to the bucking part, bucking, bucking, bucking. Whoa, bucking, bucking, bucking like a mechanical bull. And then she says, "Pretty as hell or natural, that ain't gonna fuss." Like that part is just hilarious. Like this song is like really hilarious, and she's just having fun. She's really just having fun. And then here we go. Let's get into it. She says, "Your patience is thin. Your helmet is right at the rim. You were just going in. Fuck it, do it again. AOTY, I ain't win. I ain't stunting about them. Take that shit on the chin. Come back and fuck up the pen." Like, I love that part because she did that. She said, "I may have not won, but every time she doesn't win, like no matter if she wins or not, Beyonce is always going to put it in the music. She's going to put it in the music. She's going to let you know, I may not have won, but my album was still fire, and I'm always going to have the album of the year." And like Beyonce may lose, but she'll come back bigger and better than ever. Period. Period. Okay. And then she says, "Wear that shit. Wear that shit that I know started a trend." Like Beyonce is a fashion icon. She's a trailblazer. She's a fashion icon. Like she started the cholo trend, and now she's bringing back this cowboy aesthetic and like the Levi jeans. Like I'm gonna buy me like a pair of like $70 Levi jeans. Although I shouldn't, I am. Lord Jesus, Levi jeans are like kind of expensive, but I don't care. I'm gonna buy some. I'm gonna buy some and like bucket like a mechanical bull. Purr, love it. That's the vibe. Like Beyonce's really tearing that shit up at the rodeo at the Beyonce Bowl. She was tearing that shit up. Bucket, bucket, bucket. Whoa, like she was tearing that thing up, honey. Let me tell you. And then we get to Amen. And there's so much emotion in these vocals. And I love like the galloping horses. I love the transition with the galloping horses. That was great. These transitions were great. The vocals are amazing. The growling and the grit. And I tell you, I swear I can hear Miley at the end, where I can see you hurt and see you hurting badly. And Beyonce goes, can see you hurt and see you hurt. And I love that part. I love it. And she says, this house was built with blood and bones, and it crumbled. Yes, it crumbled. The statues they made were beautiful, but they were lies of stone. They were lies of stone. And this is like, we have statues and we have figures in this country that have racist backgrounds, and you slowly see them tearing these statues down and tearing them statues down because they are a false representation of history. These statues of these historic figures, historic white figures are a false representation of history, but it also shows that this country was built on the backs of black peoples, the backs of their blood, sweat, and tears, and it was built on racism. That's what it's showing. And it shows how they're trying slowly to erase and change the narrative that America was built on racism. And it's just like, tell me, can you hear me now? It's like we're at the end of the album. I've said everything I've had to say. Have you received the message? Did you receive the message? Did you hear the story? Or are you still refusing to hear her? And are you still refusing to hear everything that she had to say? It's just like the ball's in your court. It's like, can you come together and can we adapt and can we come together for change and be as one and be unified and have some sense of unity and clarity within the world and within this country? And the theme of that is ner. After this election, ner. It's like normally you come together before the election. You come together to prevent the terror. You don't come together after the terror has been done. It's like you guys had a chance to come together for this election and you decided not to. And now that you see that this man is causing terror throughout the town, the first 4 years wasn't enough. And you guys decided, yeah, let's have another 4 years of terror, of chaos, drama, confusion, and terror. And now you guys want to come together when you had a chance to come together about 4 months ago in November for the election, but you guys were so anti Kamala. Girl, bye. And then we get to the next part where it says, say your prayer for what has been, will be the ones to purify our father's sins. American Requiem. Them old ideas are buried here. Amen. This is a very great way to end the album. It very much tied up the end of the album, and this track really brings it all together. And again, like Amen means it is so. One day we will all be unified, and there will be clarity and peace and love throughout the world. And like, I know I sound very sarcastic, but I'm not being sarcastic. I actually mean that, and I actually do think that that's the theme of like this ending track. Like, there will one day be peace, love, and unity and healing within the world where we can all come together. I generally do believe that. I'm very optimistic. Hopefully, it happens one day. And like, this was like a very great album, and like, I feel this was just a very great album. It's a very great experience. I loved it on the first listen, and like, I just feel like it was a great album, and I feel like she told a very great story, and I feel like she put her experiences with not being welcomed into the genre into a very great album and very great story, because it's just like she kind of tells the story of how country started, and she alludes to it being stolen by black people because it started with black people with the banjo, because the banjo came from when slaves were brought here against their will. That's where the banjo came from. And then black people, like, they've been introducing their music to white people since the beginning of time. Since slavery, they've been introducing their music to white people, and it's been getting stolen. And they've been trying to have to fight very hard to get recognitions in genres that they have started. Like, so, like, and I love that Beyonce is talking about that. And it's just like, Beyonce's talking about how genre is a code word. Like, it's quite literally a code word. Like, for black artists specifically, genre is such a code word. It's such a code word to keep them confined and to keep them in the lanes of R&B and rap. They're like generally like people like they generally don't like to see black artists outside of the confines of black community and black entertainment. Because like I remember we're like there was a video talking about how they wouldn't play Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson on MTV. They would only play them after midnight because MTV did a study that showed that they weren't palatable or that people wouldn't watch them doing their normal daytime segment. So they were played at midnight. And Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson had to fight against that. So it's just like black people have been having to fight in this industry and within genres and pushing industry norms just to be recognized and just to be seen as one and just to be treated as equal. And she's talking about that in this album. And just like even like with Little Nas X coming into the genre, like they tried to say his song wasn't country and took it off the charts and tried to take it off the radio and all that stuff. And like so many artists have been going through this. Even Darius Rucker, who people were like, we love Darius Rucker, but he came out and said, I was told that my music won't be played on country radio stations because I am black and because they do not want to hear me. He was really told that. And people keep saying Cowboy Carter is not country, but it is country. The only reason Cowboy Carter is not country is because you guys don't want it to be. The reason why like country music natives are trying to not coin this as country is because they don't want country music to change. They want it to stay stagnant and they want it to stay the way it has been. They want it to stay an exclusive genre and not inclusive. And they kind of don't want black artists into the genre because when black artists come into a genre, they bring all their culture and they genre bend. It's like they don't want rap and R&B in country. They barely like pop country music. So they can't handle rap and R&B. So they keep thinking that like if we say that this album is not country, and if we don't play it on radio, and if we don't give her awards, and if we try and shun her, then this album will make no noise and it won't have an impact on country music. But it's already having an impact on country music. Is having an impact on country music. And I can't wait to see the doors that this album has opened for Black artists. Like, it has already opened so many doors for Black artists, and I can't wait to see the doors that it continues to open. And I can't wait to see the surge of Black artists in the country and how they're going to progress. And I can't wait to see how the genre is going to look like, because I feel in the next 5 years, by the end of this decade, country music is going to look very, very different. It's going to look very, very different. And with Cowboy Carter, we're about to see a change in country music, and we're going to see a surge of Black artists and Black country pop stars. And I really, really can't wait. So I hope you guys love this video, because like I really love talking about it and diving deep into this, because like to me, like the goal for this album was to uplift Black people and to uplift Black artists and bring awareness to the culture and the history of Black country music, the past, present, and future. And I really love talking about it. So tell me your thoughts, tell me your favorite tracks. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and bye.